own allocation directly from Tifnumbu. But guess what? They are going to write it as his achievement in your 2027. They will say Tifnumbu has. And back to this nuisance, Benjamin Kalu. Currently, right? Tifnumbu is believed to have submitted. I do not have proof, by the way, but I just eavesdropped this somewhere, okay? So Tifnumbu himself had kind of like forwarded a bill called State Police Bill to the National Assembly in their ongoing constitutional amendments. So the northern Nigeria and some states are opposing to state police in private, but in public, they will speak about it like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. But where the decision is to be made is inside the National Assembly. So Benjamin Kalu should probably be aware of that. Writing that as part of his own solution to curbing this increasing insecurity or terrorism, right, is just, playing it to the gallery, put it that way. They know what they are doing. So they won't. Because some of them said that the state governors will be controlling this state police and they will just be their own mini military to oppress their own opposition and all other nonsense that they have been spewing. In Nigeria today, getting the gun license, there's been a ban on it for over 2 years now. Tifnumbu is the only person authorized by law to sign can you even imagine that? Right? Tifnumbu is the only one authorized to sign your gun license. So why can't Tifnumbu just say, you know what, I'm going to lift what we call the ban on the gun license. So every Nigerian who is ready to get his own background checked, and for the first time, for God's sake, like they should do their real job, because Baba, no be person where they ride Okada won't go buy AK-47. No. We all know that it's not that cheap, right? So those of you who have the capacity to, and in fact, a community could pull resources together and buy some of these, some of these automatic rifles for their own security guards. So you get like their own vigilantes. All it's going to take is just to make sure that it is licensed, background check and the rest of that. But that won't mean that all of us will just go to the market and pick up a gun. No, you go to jail. You can't just go, you don't even know you can't just go and buy any gun. If the government really want to really do this, so people can defend their own communities, defend themselves, but no, the likes of Gumi won't let that happen, because that is going to be like you asking millions of Nigerians from all over the place they are to become an instant ready-made army. Now that is going to defeat whatever jihadist agenda or campaign that they are pushing. Sure you get. So it's a no-no. They're going to tell you that, oh, you know what? If they should allow people to go and get gun now, Nigerians will be killing themselves. Nigerians are killing themselves right now, and you have more guns. Can you even believe that? You have more guns than your population right now in Nigeria. So ask yourself, how did you even get to that? So them telling you that if they give you right to have gun, then it's going to become, no. It is their own way to keep telling you that they are comfortable as you are not armed. Because if you are armed and things continue like this, you will turn the gun, not on the terrorist. You're going to turn it on the terrorist sponsor. And who are the terrorist sponsor? Those in your government. So when they bring out their soldiers, when they bring out their police, you will bring out your own weapons. And you that is carrying weapon, you are also going to kind of like a gear up too. You're not going to wear a t-shirt and be carrying a gun like that. No. And see, one thing about force for force is that you will be respected, like what you have in America. America is the only country in the whole world who have millions, over 100 million available soldiers. So that is why, if you think, the reason why America is so powerful is because America have all these weapons, they have all this and that. No, that is not what makes America powerful. What made America powerful, is the Americans and their First Amendment right, which actually gives them the right to even fight oppression when their own government becomes like a real dictator, whereby soldiers are coming out, like what you witness in Nigeria. You are having a protest, and the next day they are shooting you on the street. Americans will fight their own government because they have the ready-made army, millions, hundred millions of them. So that is what the criminal politicians in Nigeria are afraid of. Because once many of you are indeed licensed to buy, to have your own weapon, it simply means if things goes to the south, right? Nigerian police, Nigerian military, they will have millions of armed Nigerians to resist what they have been so used to for so long. So don't let them tell you that it's because they don't want you to be using guns to kill yourselves. Where did all these people who are having all these guns, killing people all over the place, all these cultists, you think they have licensed guns? Of course they don't have licensed guns, right? All the criminals, Fulani terrorists and the rest of them who are wielding all these weapons, do you think they gave them license to carry them? No. But you, a legitimate citizen, you are denying that opportunity. But they made you believe that it's because they don't want you to turn the guns on yourselves. That's not why. It's because they don't want you to turn the gun on the terrorist sponsors who happen to be the criminal politicians in your government. If not, why is this guy still working? Gumi's agenda to Ibadan a few days ago seems to be playing out very well now. Gumi was on channels this afternoon, right? And they were talking about, again, he's always got that airtime in Nigeria to come and explain his advocacy for the terrorists in Nigeria. So according to Gumi, Gumi is now pushing the ideology that the Muslims in southern part of Nigeria have been persecuted, and they have been persecuted for so long that nobody is talking about it. But they are talking about the Christians being persecuted in the north. Meanwhile, the Muslims in Nigeria, the Muslims in southern Nigeria, they have been going through a lot. Nobody is talking about that. So instead of we should not let anybody use religion to divide us. What are you talking about, mate? Like Muslims in southern Nigeria, Muslims in Yoruba land are being persecuted because of their religion. Like, what are you talking about? That was his purpose. For those who brought him to Ibadan, I hope you are watching this.
This is the worst place for a Christian in the world, and the Christians are persecuted. If you please the issue, and let's talk about the Muslims. So when you see the situation of Muslims, especially in Southeast, even in the South, even in Southwest, even in South where Muslims seems to be majority, there's a sort of persecution and suppression. So you see, and even in the North, when you see a lot of Muslims killed in their house and homes by these bandits, you can say then is the worst place for a person to be a Muslim in Nigeria. The same thing. It's a mirror image. But the issue is not that. The issue is that we have a clash that has that has gone bad. Well, how can we, as Nigerians, come together and cure it? We foreigners cannot cure our problem. They cannot even understand what is happening. You know, so when people see this conflict and make it a religious conflict, we just laugh because they lack the intelligence and the wisdom to tackle this problem. You see what happened in Benue, Plateau State, or in southern Kaduna, or whatever thing. Yes, it's the same thing that is happening in Katsina, the same thing happening in Zamfara. The only difference is that here, the divide is between two different ethnic groups, but there is between herders and those who are sedentary. I won't say even Fulani Hausa, because you hardly see a Hausa man without a Fulani blood, or a Fulani without a Hausa blood. In fact, when you go to the bush, they're all speaking Hausa. They have turned into Hausas. So the only problem we have is there are fault lines where there are ethnic tribes that are indigenous in an area, and they are settlers, and they fight over resources. Then how do we stop this bloodshed? Is to go there and see how we can amicably reconcile between them. You have a lot of evils, despite the agitation for a Biafran state. You have them in Abuja, you have them in Kaduna, you have them in Kano, everywhere doing their business fine. And the population are very happy with what they are providing the service. And you have houses everywhere. You go to Agege, you go to here in Lagos, you go to Ibadan, houses everywhere. Yorubas, you go to Maiduguri, doing their business. We Nigerians, we are united. Just go to the market. That's where you know there's unity between Nigerians. And we share the same military, we share the same police, we share the same politics. So I don't know what animosity. Why do we want a narrative that will give a foreigner that has once colonized us, in a sense, because all the origin is from one place. We know it. They went to America, colonized it, and Australia and other areas. So now, how can we give them a Nigeria on a platter of gold?
Ashiri Dani, but Nigeria is its own stage. Gumi. Yorubas, the Muslims are in majority in Yoruba land. Do you see that dog whistle? Is this issue that we are talking about, does it have anything to do with how the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas, and other tribes are coexisting, trade, live together, working together, and in wherever places they found themselves? Is that what we are talking about? We are talking about terrorists, Fulani terrorists in the forest, kidnapping and killing people. So if you agree that they are killing Muslims, they are killing Christians, they are killing Hausas, they are killing, you sure you get now? So then why are you trying to make us feel like it is our business to reconcile with them? Did you hear when he said reconcile with them? Like, kini mo fẹ́ sọ pé mo gbà lọ́wọ́ Fulani, ti fẹ́ ṣe reconciliation pẹ̀lú Fulani? How? As how now? I am an Ijebu man. So what in this world would you say I did to a Fulani from Niger, Chad, Futa Gallon, Futa, what do you call it, Futa Sorrow, Futa Sadness, all these places from where they come from? We don't have anything in common. Why are you going to, why it's emotional to reconcile pẹ̀lú wọn before I can have peace in Ijebu? So if I now say no, I don't want to reconcile with them. I want them out of my place. I want them out of my space. I want to be able to go to my farm. I don't want to get kidnapped. So what are you talking about? That some people want to divide us. Who are the us? As in Kilonje us. Kini us between us. Like, do we even have any us at all? But because I am part of Nigeria, so I'm going to have to share in this mystery. Therefore, I have to go and reconcile with my murderer and beg them and hope. And I will keep reminding you that, see, we have spoken about amnesty for terrorists. What do you call it? Repentant terrorists, Operation Safe Corridor, and all that nonsense. None of this has helped Nigeria to enjoy peace. None of them. They have released thousands, tens of thousands of these murderous terrorists. They told us they rehabilitate them. They pass through a program and all of that. But none of that is reflecting generally in Nigeria. The security situation keeps getting worse. And somebody is still telling you that we just need to go and negotiate with them. Who are we going to negotiate with? Go. They have been doing peace meeting in Katsina. Gumi has been meeting with them for the past 6 years. If my memory is still sharp. He has been publicly showing his confraternity or what have you with these terrorists. He has been trying to convince us for years. It has yielded no positive result. So when is he going to stop? So now he's saying that in the course of this advocacy for amnesty and all of that, right? So Nnamdi Kanu can also be freed. He actually used his mouth to call Nnamdi Kanu's name. This man, he said, you see, if Nnamdi Kanu can apologize and then renounce Biafra, practically saying that Nnamdi Kanu should drop Biafra, and yeah, they can discuss his release. Kai. Nigeria on a real place, so I tell you. Eh? Anyway, let's add that.
The question is, let's look at the perpetrators, which you advocate for. Allow me to use the word. Do you think we should even be having a conversation with them, especially those who are killing and driving a genocidal agenda? We can maybe have a conversation around economic conversation.
Okay, first, I'm not advocating for them. I'm advocating for Nigeria so that we see how we can tackle this menace. Let me tell you, just now, children are kidnapped in Kebbi State. Then there's in Kwara. Then there's in this place. Bauchi is afraid. Yet, with such number of outlaws that can disorganize Nigeria, and you want a military that is trained to fight a guerrilla war, which even America could not even succeed in Afghanistan. Even Israel cannot succeed in a small strip of land. A guerrilla war, our army is not designed for a guerrilla war. No army is designed for that. This kind of people we are showing now. No army is designed for it. So since we have people that are ready to put down their arms, then why do you always decide it has to be kinetic? Let me give you, for example, now this Kanu that was imprisoned for terrorism, for agitating that our soldiers should be killed. If the same Kanu now will show remorse and also call for peace, honestly, I will be in the forefront in calling for his pardoning and amnesty for him. Look, Shagari, our president, we are from the same, actually, town, or in fact, related with Shagari. He gave amnesty to Ojuku. Look at Omar Eradua. He gave amnesty to the military, the
Together, issue renounce his agitation and then sue for peace. What do you think the kind of peace that Gumi is looking for Nnamdi Kanu to stop talking about Biafra? Because according to Gumi, the Fulani terrorists are better than the IPOB. Same thing that El Rufaya said. And how is that? According to him, the Fulani terrorists are kidnapping children. When you talk to them, they will release them, they collect money. They are just like that. But Nnamdi Kanu is asking to break up Nigeria. We can't let that happen. So, answer me. Sorry, now tell me. If not because of how the foundation of this country was pretty much put in place, what in this world would be the business of a man from Zamfara, then grew up in Kaduna, a Fulani man, saying we can't let the Igbos have their own country? In what world do you really think that is possible, if not because of this contraption they put together? In what world? But that's where we found ourselves. Yeah. He's never been invited. He's never been investigated. He boldly told us repeatedly that nothing that he is doing, that the government did not have an interest or something like the government sponsored. So who do you really want to now question him or arrest him? Me? No, maybe, what do you call it? Maybe the likes of Aregbe Mugbo Baba Kabiru. Maybe they can succeed. He was in Oshogbo Abi, what do you call it, in Oshun today? to further their, mobilization for